Do you think Rin's Destroyer State is a blessing or a curse?
At first glance, Destroyer State seems like a cheat code. From what we have seen, it allows Rin to crush his opponents by stealing his opponent's strengths and using it against them, which is straight diabolical, and on some Sharingan type shit. But this ability is not an ultimate trump card. While Destroyer State does grant Rin an edge, it also creates a lot of problems for his team.
In this video, we'll be discussing the positives and negatives and some of the possibilities of Rin's Destroyer State. Let's take a look at the times we have seen Destroyer State be used during the series so far.
The first time we were introduced to the Destroyer State was during the U20 match.
During the last moments of the game, the U20 team won a corner and Sai sends a ball into the box. It seems like Rin has it handled and he's going to stop Aiku, but he was actually tricked. The ball is going to Shido and it looks like Shido's going to score the winning goal of the game. We see Rin is starting to accept defeat and realize he's not as good as Sai.
And then Isagi appears out of nowhere to stop Shido inside. And to everyone's surprise, Isagi comes to the rescue, bringing joy to everyone on the team except for Rin.
This exact moment was probably the catalyst of Rin's self-destruction and the creation of Destroyer State. Some things to notice while he goes into Destroyer State. He is obsessed with playing by himself. He doesn't want to play with teammates. He's sick of everyone bailing him out. He wants to either win or lose by himself. Let's talk about some other things we noticed about Destroyer State in this match.
While it is a great ability on the surface, when you look closer at the Destroyer State, it definitely has a lot of flaws. One of them being that the Destroyer State makes Rin very irrational and emotional. He becomes this unhinged demon, deliberately challenging players just so he can crush them. Now, the normal Rin we know would have been more calculated and tried to attack the empty spaces so he could get to the goal faster and more efficiently.
But Destroyer Rin is a complete different person. He rushes straight into chaos, and we do see him use this chaos to his advantage, but we quickly saw the power of teamwork was able to stop Rin from scoring the winning goal. And I know this is the first time we see Rin tap into Destroyer State, but it's important to note that Kaneshiro showed us that Destroyer State isn't complete.
As soon as other strong players like Shido and Aiku get in the mix to try to stop him together, he becomes much more manageable to deal with. Destroyer State seems to only be effective in 1v1 situations. Now, as soon as it becomes a 2v1 or a 3v1, Rin would just get ultimately exposed just like any other player.
Remember, this is an 11v11 sport. In situations where you could crowd and mob players, Destroyer State Rin won't be able to excel to his maximum abilities, and we see that in the U20 match. After failing to score the winning goal, the U20 team wins possession and Sai decides to go on a counter. From here, we see Rin is panicking and he rushes towards Sai with the intent to crush him. Now, Destroyer State might not be an ultimate trump card, but it is definitely a boost in his abilities. We did see Rin beat Sai in a 1v1 duel, but it wasn't a complete victory. It was just a sign that Rin could read Sai at this level.
Even though Destroyer Rin won the duel against Sai, he still failed at beating Sai in the U20. Isagi reacted to his super play and created an even better play by scoring the winning goal. Rin should have been able to score that goal there, but throughout all that chaos, Rin kind of loses his finesse and ability to shoot shots more accurate.
To further add support to this claim, something I want to point out to the viewers, if Kaneshiro, the creator of Blue Lock, wanted Destroyer State to be this ultimate trump card, then he would have let Rin score the winning goal. He would have let Destroyer State seem like this grand awakening that could push Rin into superstardom. But instead of scoring, he allowed Aiku and Shido to stop him. So this makes me think Kaneshiro has some different intentions for Rin in his Destroyer State.
But moving on, the next time we might have seen Rin's Destroyer State is against Nagi in Manshine City. Overall, not much was seen, but we do see Rin have that similar Destroyer State aura at the end of the Manshine City match. He also wrecked Nagi at trapping. Let that sink in, because Nagi is the absolute best when it comes to trapping. Rin beat Nagi by using his best weapon against him.
And then after that, he scores a Super Screamer, which was his third goal of that match, so Rin dropped a hat trick. And after winning the match, we get this cold panel of Rin saying he's going to destroy Isagi, which I want to point this out because this is another example of Rin's obsession of crushing Isagi and his Destroyer State being connected.
This is all pretty much confirmed after seeing Rin enter Destroyer State against Bastard Munchen. So let's talk about what we could possibly consider the third time we're now seeing Destroyer State.
PXG is struggling in this match, as we know. The current score is 2-1 with Bastard Munchen in the lead. The whole game is now revolving around Isagi, and it's clear that Rin and other PXG players are struggling. It's important to note that Rin did have impressive plays at the beginning of the match, but after losing Charles to Shido, Rin hasn't been able to make much of an impact.
Yeah, once Charles and Shido were able to get that first goal, all looks that would be going to Rin just kind of got X'd out, and it's been kind of crazy to see. It almost feels like the Charles and Shido link-up goal was an absolute fluke at this point, because they have yet to come back and answer for Bastard Munchen's 2 goals now.
The desperation is finally starting to take a toll on Rin. His eyes are set on crushing Isagi, and at the end of 268, we start to see Rin entering his Destroyer State.
So the good thing is, Chapter 269 gave us some insight on just how the Destroyer State could be activated. This is huge because ever since its introduction in the U20 match, we never got a confirmation as to how Rin was able to get into that state, but we get a monologue of Rin here, showing just how deep his obsession is with destroying his brother Sai and Isagi. This moment was further emphasized as we see the Destroyer State infect more and more of his body.
The mental pressure, the restriction of Isagi's evolution, the want to destroy people better than him. It seems Rin's Destroyer State only appears when he meets a formal opponent and someone that he deems as stronger than him, someone who gives him the motive to crush.
And this definitely appears to be the case as we saw Destroyer State come out at very key moments. Remember the first time when he was focused on destroying Sai, and the second time at the end of the Manshine City match, displaying his obsession to destroy Isagi.
After reading 269, I think we can infer that Rin has a self-type ego. He also dwells within the restriction-type environment, so he's a self-restriction type egoist. I'm mainly basing this off the fact that we see him feeding off the restriction of Isagi's evolution like Kaiser, but it seems like he's fueled by a selfish desire to crush players better than him, which I think ultimately fits Rin's self-destructive personality and behaviors.
And now we've covered every single time we've seen Destroyer State up until this point, as well as how the Destroyer State can be activated. But let's talk a little bit more about the implications of Destroyer State being activated. Now, up until this point, Destroyer State appeared to be a surplus of untapped potential for Rin. And due to that, we believe that the Destroyer State might actually do more harm than good. When Rin is in this state, it's almost as if he's having a tantrum on the field and is going completely overdrive.
You're right with saying that, because once he's going on these solo runs and abandoning all team play, it's just pure chaos and destruction. There's no structure or any space for his teammates to play off. This ends up happening to Rin and his teammates too many times.
I agree, and what usually ends up happening is Rin making mistakes. Like we saw in the U20 match when the Destroyer State first appeared, he completely missed that goal, which is just crazy for Rin. He's a very accurate shooter. But in Destroyer State, it seems like that kind of just goes out the window. And in that same moment too, Itoshi Sai came to the realization that Rin's Destroyer State was still very incomplete.
I think Rin makes this point as well during the Bastard Munchen match, where he knows he's not missing anything technique-wise, but he's missing something drive or motivation-wise. He's missing something intangible. And those intangibles is exactly what Isagi has.
But we also need to talk about how these implications affect the match overall.
We have definitely seen Destroyer State display moments of brilliance, but it never delivered the result that Rin truly desired. What I mean with that is that Destroyer State isn't incomplete in the sense of how it needs to push Rin to evolve and achieve his goals.
Destroyer State is defined by constantly destroying opponents and the field itself. It can display impressive plays, but football is a sport where others must be able to rely and play with you. Rin's Destroyer State also destroys Rin as a player, as well as his connections with his teammates.
We saw that especially during his first awakening during the U20 match. Rin is trying to win all by himself, and it's impossible to do something like this in every match in a sport like football. That being said, I think Destroyer State Rin in this match will score a goal just because this is a match of 4 top strikers in Shido, Isagi, Kaiser, Rin. Basically been hinted that all of them are going to score a goal at this rate, and they're all going to try to reign as the top striker.
I agree with you. Rin is going to score here, but with that being said, right now the Destroyer State isn't as good as it's hyped up to be. But I do want to note that the potential of it being a very deadly tool is very high. You do have to consider he is going on those amazing solo runs where he's beating people out 1v1, but he has to find a way to channel in more finesse and not be as disorderly and chaotic. And I think honestly he has a real good opportunity in this match against Bastard Munchen to complete his Destroyer State.
I agree with you, because if Rin can evolve and adapt and make the state even better, then I think he could become a real problem, because if he uses it at the right situations and at the right times, he could be an absolute demon.
And I do want to open up the possibility of maybe Destroyer State evolving into something completely new in this game. Maybe Rin kind of lets go of all those tantrum-like behaviors, and Destroyer State becomes something with a little bit more finesse.
Who knows, but I'm going to stick with my final prediction for this match. Destroyer State Rin will most likely score a goal, but I still have PXG losing because I don't see Destroyer State Rin being the ultimate trump card for PXG.
But with that being said, how do you guys feel about Destroyer State? Do you think it's a really effective tool, or do you think it does more harm than good?
Please let us know in the comments what you guys think about Destroyer State, and let us know what you think about this video. Did you like it? Do you think we failed? Do you think this was a terrible idea? We were just wrong? Please let us know in the comment section. We love seeing all the feedback.
Yep, and as always, we do have a community Discord that we would love to see you guys in, and you can find a link to that in the description. And as always, it's Lotus.
It's Tev. Peace.
Catch you in the next one.